World Hearing Day is on Friday, March the 3rd, so it really makes sense that we are at Serenity Hearing today, being joined by Wendy. Wendy, tell me about the locations, tell me about what you guys do here and the importance of getting your ears and hearing tested.
So we've actually been around for just over 20 years now, and we have 7 locations. We have Waterloo and Cambridge, and then we have a few in Hamilton, Stony Creek, and then this is our newest one in Grimsby.
Okay.
So, and then we've noticed that a lot of people, there's such a stigma with hearing aids, and we've never really understood why. I guess because we're in the industry, but a lot of people, they don't want to get hearing aids, but we go get our eyes checked, you go get your teeth checked, so why not go get your hearing checked? Yeah, exactly.
So what's the difference between braces and hearing aids? You wear glasses.
Yeah.
What's the difference between glasses and hearing aids?
Right.
It is funny that it's a stigma. So I'm guessing that World Hearing Day is kind of to educate people and kind of open people's eyes about what it is to actually go and get your hearing tested and get your ears checked out, because it's not scary.
No, it doesn't hurt. There's no pain involved. You're just sitting in the booth, and he's just, you're just pressing a button on the little handheld remote there, and that's it. It's super quick.
Yeah, and Dr. Hish puts you in the booth. Now, people don't get claustrophobic in there, because I could see that could freak people out a little bit, maybe.
Well, we do have some patients that actually don't like going in the booth. They do feel a little bit claustrophobic, but we can do the hearing testing with the door open, and it's not a problem. We get the same results.
And it's super easy. All you have to do is call, make an appointment.
Yeah, there's no referral needed. You don't need a doctor to refer you or anyone else. You just call anytime and we can schedule, and it's super easy to get an appointment really fast because we have so many locations as well.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, well, coming up, Dr. Hish is going to explain a little bit more on, breaking down a hearing test, what is important about a hearing test, kind of what noises you hear during a hearing test, because I know there's lots. So we're going to break that down as well. All of those details are going to be coming up in our next segment, so stay with us right here on Morning Live. Well, of course, technology comes a long way when it comes to hearing aid devices. It's no longer those old school big boxes that sit behind your ears. Now, this is the oldest technology, and that doesn't even seem very large to me, but then again, I've never worn a hearing device. Now, Wendy, you were telling me earlier that you guys had open houses at all of your different locations. What was that like to have everybody come in? What were people's responses?
Well, they were actually surprised at the technology and how far it has come now, because these ones here, they're actually the world's first waterproof rechargeable hearing aids. So at night, you just throw them in the case, you close the lid, and you forget about it overnight, and in the morning, you put them in, and they're recharged, and you can wear them all day.
So where does this part go?
So this part goes inside the ear, and then this part goes behind the ear. So this part here, because it's clear, you don't even notice that anyone has hearing aids on.
Wow, that's super neat. So, I mean, I hate that it's a bit of a stigma, because glasses aren't a stigma, braces aren't a stigma. If you walk with a cane, it's not a stigma. But for some reason, hearing aids have that, oh, if you have hearing aids, you must be old.
Yeah.
Did I say that out loud?
And we're constantly, we're going for checkups all the time, like I said earlier, about, all the, your teeth and your eyes. So why you should get your hearing checked. And, there's many different reasons why you would, you should be going to get your hearing checked. But, and why would you not want to wear them? You can hardly see them.
I know, they're
and
tiny.
You're missing out on conversations. You're missing, whether it's your, your kids, your grandchildren, your parents, whomever.
And what can you do with your cell phone with these? So can you talk on your cell phone when you're wearing a hearing aid?
Yep. So you just put them on when your cell phone rings. You just press a button. You can leave your phone on the counter and press a button on the back, and then you can walk around. They're Bluetooth. They also have, we've had a lot of patients come in, husbands and wives, or, people that are living together. Yeah. And they, they're complaining, well, my husband has the TV too loud, and I think he has a hearing loss. Well, and now they have, they have a TV box where it connects to your TV, and then it streams directly in. So then that way, the other person can listen to the TV at a comfortable level, and you can also control the volume in your hearing aids.
In your hearing aids, you don't actually have to, that is really cool. It's amazing that technology has come that far. I thought you were going to say selective hearing. You can tune out just your husband or wife's voice. Can't hear you, dear. Oh, it must be the hearing aid. Sorry. Okay, so waterproof, so showering and swimming, like can you completely submerge?
Yeah, you can go swimming with them on if you are caught out in the rain. We've had in the past, a lot of patients would come in and say they got in the shower accidentally with their hearing aids and they weren't working, and sometimes we'd have to send them back to the manufacturers and have them repaired and whatnot. But now there's no worry at all.
Can you wear your hearing aids to bed? Like, do you sleep with
You
them?
can, yeah. We have some patients that do wear them. They try to wear them 24/7.
Yeah, because I guess
they can wear them to bed.
And these ones would have batteries, right? So you'd have to change the batteries as frequently as you would need to. And then, because I remember my grandfather had them and you could go really close to his ear and it would kind of beep.
Yeah.
And he would make that kind of funny noise, and as a little kid that was kind of cool, right? But I guess that just doesn't
Yeah, you wouldn't
anymore.
have to change the batteries anymore. So we used to have, quite a bit of patients that would come in and they would be in the middle of a meeting or, and they'd in the middle of a function or at church or wherever, and their hearing aids would turn off and then they can't hear anything anymore if they didn't have the extra batteries with them. So this, like I said, it'll last all day.
That's so neat, and it comes in this handy dandy little case as well. All right, for all the information, you can just come into Serenity Hearing. We've got lots more coming up on Morning Live. It is so important to get your hearing checked, and World Hearing Day is actually coming up on Friday, March the 3rd. Hish is joining me, going to be checking out my ears. And Hish, why is it so important for people to get their hearing checked?
Because the majority of people don't think they have a hearing loss.
Okay.
And untreated hearing loss, there are many bad consequences to not getting the hearing checked. So, for example, it can affect your balance.
Yeah.
It's been shown to reduce your brain function.
Really?
Yeah. Even having wax in the ears can cause ringing in the ears. All kinds of stuff can go wrong. So we want to get you checked to make sure that you don't have a hearing loss, right?
Yeah, well, because I wear something called an IFB at work. So I constantly have this little thing in my ear, and I call it ear snot. Because like liquid will get in, like wax will get into it, and then I can't hear properly, or it makes it sound like I'm underwater. So I guess that would be a good sign for somebody that if they've got
anything, like even if you're feeling like your head's stuffed in a barrel or like you're constantly on an airplane, it means that there's something going on, right? So I mean, they split the ear up into 3 sections, right? So they've got the external ear, the middle ear, and the internal ear. Okay. The internal ear is the one that if you have damage there, that's a permanent hearing loss.
Oh boy.
But middle ear and the external ear, those are things that we can address right away. So for example, if you have wax here, we can take the wax out. We have state-of-the-art equipment that will remove the wax without you having any pain. And then behind the eardrum, we have a machine that can check to see if you have any fluid or pressure buildup. So for example, when you're on an airplane, you get that pressure problem. Yeah. You get a lot of children coming in with pressure or fluid behind the ears.
My son, he had fluid behind his ears.
And then we have to refer to an ears, nose, throat surgeon, and they can put tubes in if necessary. Or the primary care physician can prescribe antibiotics.
Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah. And it worked just like a charm. Now, what's the deal with Q-tips in ears?
It's a big no-no.
Right? You're not supposed to put anything smaller than your elbow in your ear. That's what my dad used to tell me.
That's true. And even if you look on the box, on the Q-tip box, it says right there, warning, do not insert in ear canals.
So why does it look like it's supposed to go in your ear, right? That's just not fair.
No. I don't know why people do that, but what happens is when you put the Q-tip in, it shoves the wax back further. You get some of the wax out on the canal, but it's pushing it in further. And as we go further back into the ear canal, it becomes more painful. So for us to extract the wax, it's harder on the patient, right? Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Would you say that that's quite a large procedure that you do here, is wax buildup removal?
We do a lot of wax removal. Yeah. We even do balance assessments at this clinic.
Yeah.
What that entails is we put goggles on a patient and we run you through a battery of tests to see, and we record the eye movement, and we can see what's happening.
That's cool.
As we subject you to different scenarios.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, you're going to check my ears now. You're going to check to see if there's any kind of fluid buildup or wax or anything, not good. Yeah. And then I'm going to go on the board.
Anyway, we just take a quick look in here, and what we see is we see the wall on the other side.
Okay, how's it look?
Looks clear.
Okay, yes. Okay, first ear done. This is the ear that I wear my IFB in.
Yeah.
So this one could be a little dodgy.
And this is also clear.
Wow, look at that. So clear ears.
Pretty good shape, yeah.
And I don't use Q-tips, ever. Okay, coming up, we're going to actually test my hearing. I'm going to go into that little booth over there, and we're going to see how well I can hear. Lots more coming up on Morning Live. Well, I'm all hooked up. Just about to get my hearing tested here at Serenity Hearing. It is so important to get your ears checked. It's World Hearing Day on Friday, March the 3rd, and I feel like I'm a little bit underwater right now because I've got these in my ear. But we're going to start the test, and you can see kind of the process of how it goes and just to see how easy it is to get your hearing tested. All right, Hish, I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's do this.
Okay, here we go. So the basic premise is just press that button when you hear the beep, even if it's very soft. Okay. And we will do one ear, then the other.
Okay, ready. What if I don't hear the beep?
If you don't hear the beep, you're not pressing the button.
Is there always a beep and I'm just going to miss it?
No, we just get softer and softer until you don't hear that beep, okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
And what are you writing down?
So what I do is I simply present the beep to you, and as the beeps get softer and softer, there's going to be a point in time where you're not going to hear anything, and that threshold where between hearing and not hearing, I record that. So
Okay.
when you're out of here, I have a little graph that will pop up of the ears, and that tells me how good your hearing is.
Oh, I see. And I mean, this is all it is. It's just a tiny little beep, and it gets softer and softer and
That's
softer
right.
as you go through the process. Now, does it change from being a beep to like a clap or like a snap or any kind of, like, does it change in any way, shape, or form?
The only thing that changes is the pitch, the frequency goes. So we go from
Okay.
mid all the way up to high and back down to the lows, and we can get a good indication of how your hearing is on the right and the left ear.
Okay, and is it quite common for people to lose hearing in one side rather than both at the same time?
10% of the population will have a hearing loss in one ear only. 90% of the population has the hearing loss in both ears.
Interesting. So it's more common to have it in both. Now, is
Yes.
it normally worse on one side than the other, or
Well,
like do you normally have like 40% on one and 60% on the other?
That's a good question. In nature, everything tends to be symmetrical. So if you have the hearing loss in one ear, we tend to see the same hearing loss on the other side. So it's just like vision. We don't have too much of a differentiation between the two eyes when you have an eye problem. I mean, there is a subpopulation that has a difference between the two eyes, but it's small. It's like the small percentage of people that have the asymmetry for hearing, right?
Okay. Well, see, it is so easy. Nothing hurts right now. I'm just in a little tiny booth, but it's not even that small, so I don't feel very claustrophobic. So I think you encourage people to come in and get this done, correct?
It's very simple. Just come in here, we'll do the test, and then I think more people are afraid of the results. Us telling you that you have a hearing loss.
Yeah, but it's best to know faster so you can fix this problem
Best
right
to
away.
know.
Yeah.
It is best to know.
All right. Thanks, Tish. Okay, let's finish the hearing test, Tish, and we'll see how I do.